promised, when I get breaking news in sports, I try to stop what I'm doing immediately and get in here and put the Common Joes and Common Sallies in the know, even more so in the know, because they help me that way. And a lot of Sooner fans have been texting me and sending me messages and asking me to do a video on the current situation between Pittsburgh and USC, where Jordan Addison, last year's Biletnikoff winner, has decided all of a sudden that he's going to transfer to USC. Seems like maybe some tampering's going on. Here's the thing. For all you Lincoln Riley lovers out there, if you guys want me to stop doing videos about Lincoln Riley, tell that jackass to quit putting himself in the news and to quit coming across as a shady jackass. Let's talk about it. From the backyard of JPC, the OCF, that's the outlaw of college football, and this is the home of the Common Joe, Common Side in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. That's right, stuck in the backyard out here because the wife and her friends have the house commandeered, but as always, I find a way to try to get the news to the Common Joes and Sallies in the know, because like I said before, they help me stay in the know. Now, it seems that Pittsburgh's coach, Pat Narduzzi, or I don't know if I pronounced that right, I might have butchered his last name, but the head coach at Pittsburgh has made contact with Lincoln Riley, and basically the Pittsburgh administration is accusing USC and Pat Riley of tampering. And you're probably right in the fact that they probably did tamper with Jordan Addison. But the thing is, you have no rules in place right now to prevent that. And it's because you got a lot of these jerks out here that want this to be unregulated. All these greedy bastards out here, whether it be the relatives of the kids or unscrupulous agents that don't want to have any rules applied. They don't want rules applied, but you're going to have to. You're going to have bargaining agreements, and college football is going to have to move in the general direction of having a union, and possibly even sitting down with the NFL, in my opinion, and get some advice on how to implement these rules without being sued by these selfish individuals that are either related to the players or connected to the players in some, like I said, unscrupulous manner. Because the shit's just getting out of control. You got the Miami basketball player down there holding out for money and all sorts of shit. So all these players out here that wanted all this responsibility of making millions of dollars and getting their cut, well, here's the thing. If you want to make that kind of money, you got to have responsibility, sons. You got to be responsible. You can't just go out there unchecked. Nobody can. Even in the regular world, you don't go into a company. And here's what pisses me off. You don't go into a company just because you have potential and make more money than the boss. Every single one of these players, yes, they should get more cut. Yes, they should get a little more money than the stipend they've been getting in the past. But every one of these players need to be regulated and taught some responsibility in how to handle their money, so they don't have their money taken from them in 4 or 5 years and then be out of a job, because the average NFL player only lasts us 2 or 3 years. And they're not given that kind of education. They don't know that. All they can see is the money. They're going to have some kind of regulation. And they just act like they don't want to have any kind of checks and balances. And Lincoln Riley, he should know better. He should know better than this. But he don't care. Because all he can see is the money signs as well. And I just don't know what we're going to do with this situation. I mean, the situation just keeps exploding and getting worse and worse. And the unchecked balances of all this is really going into a area that I really can't quite explain, that I think is probably going to end up hurting college athletics down the road in some form or fashion. I can't really expound on that because I haven't really fathomed all of what this is going to mean and what it's going to do to college sports, but I just don't see it being a good thing. And Lincoln Riley has no etiquette about him, in my opinion. He should understand where these coaches are coming from. All these, what's going to happen is, like I said before in an interview I done with Jonathan Lewis, what's going to happen is you're going to have a break of, like, and people's like, well, it probably microcosm down to 30 or 40 teams. No, I don't know about that. Because to me, there's probably 7 or 8 elite programs out there that can pay more money than 70 or 80% of college football. And I'm a fan of a big-time school that can do that. So you can't say, oh, you're just crying because they're taking your players. No. I'm a fan of the University of Alabama. And the University of Alabama can bid on players with the best of them. They're probably in the top 8 or top 10 of programs that can pay these NIL deals. And it's just not fair. It's not fair to have just 8 to 10 teams that are going to have all the players and all the access to winning a national championship. It takes away from what they've been trying and preaching to do. And that's parity. There's not going to be any parity with this kind of shit going on. When you got 8 to 10 programs that can just hoard all the players. You might as well just go back to the days of Bear Bryant when there was no scholarship limitations. When Bear Bryant and them used to put players on scholarship as swimmers when they were actually football players that they didn't want going to the rivals because they just didn't want to be hurt by them. So it's just got me frustrated because I don't really know what they're going to do about it, because the NCAA has no teeth. They just forced out their president, Mark Emmert, because he wanted to let it just be buck-ass wild for 2 years, from what I'm understanding from numerous sources. And once I could understand the NCAA doing that, they got to come back and have some kind of teeth. And don't take 2 or 3 years to investigate a possible tampering situation. The thing is, though, they really don't have any rules in place to punish USC. So they're going to have to sit down and they're going to have to come up with some rules against tampering. Now, they may have some kind of rules in place where colleges aren't allowed to talk to other players on other teams and coerce them into coming. I'm sure that this is a dead period as well. So if Lincoln Riley, you've been caught with your hand in the cookie jar during the dead period, hopefully the NCAA will punish you. And like I said, stop taking 2 or 3 years to punish their asses. But like I said, I don't know where all this is going. All I know is it looks really shady once again for Lincoln Riley, and I hate to keep bringing this jackass up, but he keeps putting himself out there and putting himself in shady situations. So all of you that support Lincoln Riley, if you want this to stop, get in his ear and tell him to quit being a shady little bastard. And that's all I got to say about that. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams.